Hey guys, welcome back to this week's review. I wish I could show you an awesome graph this week, but it's quite the opposite. This week I was focusing on my standard lines, which turns out to be my biggest leak. Before I started coaching for profits, I was learning the game mostly on my own. While I did get a lot of help from Brian, who is also in coaching for profits now. We're talking quite a bit poker, and I think I got a lot of it out of it, but still I really didn't know where my biggest leaks were. Anyways, I was focusing on totally wrong aspects of poker. I was making some money at that time, but I knew that I was leaving loads of it on the tables. Just didn't know where exactly. I was reading and watching videos, learning about balancing, checking ranges, and loads of fancy lines. But now, see, I've been skipping the most important step, the basics. So this is what I'm doing now. Dropping everything fancy and just playing straightforward poker. I used to improvise every hand and try to take it down. Now I see that that wasn't really the way to go. I've been using a lot of my energy on things that should be standard and automated, and then when the tough situations came I made mistakes. So now I'm going for standard lines, automating this stuff, and then using my brain power, if you want to call it that way, for important decisions, and for leveling games and so on and so on. Well, when I get that down, I hope I can start adding some more advanced stuff, the things that really make poker fun to play and not only, like robotics. When I get that down, I hope I can start adding some advanced stuff, the things that make poker fun to play, leveling games, and not only doing automated stuff. For now, this is my main goal. I have to get the basics down, and then we can build from there. So, as I was saying, this week wasn't really the best. I started out slow and steady, but then you can see variance did its own thing. It's not a lot of hands, I know. It can turn around right away, but still. I had two stop losses. One was on Friday, and one was today. The one on Friday didn't really get to me. I was playing solid poker, and it happens, you lose 2 or 3, 4 buy-ins. I lost a few flips and a bad beat, but it's okay. But today I kind of started off already somehow upset. I don't know why. Kind of nervous, and when I'm nervous, I make mistakes. I'm not concentrated, and when I make mistakes, then I get tilted. I mean, it doesn't bother me if I lose, I don't know, 3 flips in a row. I mean, of course it bothers me, but it's not that bad. But if I make mistakes, which I know are really stupid ones, and I know how to do it better, then I get really tilted, and then it's better to make a pause. Anyway, there's also one good thing this week. First of all, I know what to work on, so the next one will be better. And also, following the standard lines, my red line went up, which has never happened before, not for a longer period of time. So you can see this is this week's red line, which is positive. And if we look at from when I started coaching for profits, it's really obvious when I started this I was still playing, and this time I was still playing my normal game, the game I used to play. And here somewhere I started playing and using the standard lines. Well, the bad thing is that the green line is not really optimal. As you can see, I'm quite under EV, but okay, that can turn around in a day or two, no problem. Okay, so let's look at some interesting hands. Well, I don't know how interesting they will be. I had quite a few beats. This is one of them. Well, it's gotta happen sooner or later. It's quite standard. I raise pre-flop. He calls. I bet he raises flop. I get it in. And he has jacks. So yeah, two outer. Very good. Let's look at the second hand. I raise versus the fish. He only falls 31%, so and he opens button 56, so his range is very wide here. Yes, I've been debating this hand on the forum, and I definitely made a mistake here. Should have bet the turn. I don't know why. As I said, I should just follow standard lines. Bet turn 50-ish, 45-ish. 50 would be better. 50, maybe even more. Uh, and the side river. And now I went for a check raise all in. Well, I know he can have a lot of good hands here, but yeah, he has such a wide range and he's kind of fishy, so I went for a check raise hoping my tens were good. Well, obviously they weren't. I learned something valuable here. Next one would be ace king, a raise, he calls, and we are quite deep, 200 BBs. I see bet, he raises, and I just call for now. I mean, if I raise here back, I'm more or less just running or isolating myself versus sets. So I call this one. Turn is great for me, and I get it in. It might be a bit overplayed, but he's quite loose, so I think I'm good here most of the time. Well, he did have a monster draw, so yeah. At least I'm happy I got it in time. This is also an interesting one. I flop to pair, and I go for a check raise on the flop. Well, here starts the leveling. I can't have much value here. Ace 4, force, and I don't know, maybe some ace king, which I limped, but probably not. And then the leveling starts. What does the opponent think I have, and what does he put me on? So he could be raising lighter here. Well, he does raise me, 3-bet me on the flop, and me being scared of a turn action killer, I just jam here. Well, obviously this is not an optimal play. I'm really isolating myself versus his aces, kings, and ace king. He's not getting it in. I mean, he's not back raising, 3-betting like this with combo draw or whatever. So yeah, I should have been check calling flop, check calling turn, and maybe donking the small river. It depends, but this is definitely not an optimal line here. Yeah, he got it in, and he had ace king. So yeah, also learned a lot from this one. I 3-bet pre-flop. He opens button 62% and folds half of it. But he 4-bets me to 35. This hand I remember it was the first hand in my session on Friday. I sat down on a 200 euro table and we got it in versus aces. So yeah, good start for that. We were debating also about 4-bet sizes. Well, with ace king there's no problem here, shoving versus 35, and this would be 17.5 big blinds. But if I have tens here, this 4-bet size is too small for me to be shoving ace king here. especially if his 4-bet range is very narrow. With tens in this situation, it's profitable to shove if his 4-bet range is 6% plus, maybe even more. So yeah, also what I learned this week is just to call tens when they make it, when they make their 4-bet bluff a bit less. So yeah, next one. This is a funny one. I raised. Uh, this is a limper fish, and I get two calls. I have two overcards with a backdoor flush draw and a backdoor straight draw. So I see bet, and I get a call from the fish. And dream turn, open-ended straight flush draw. I make it big, 40, and he makes it 160. Here you can see I have 33, 32 percent pot odds, and if we count our outs, I get around 15, which would be like 2 to 1, so 33%, and we're making a break-even play. I hope we are making a break-even play. So I have 30 more left when I call, and if we add that up to this sum, I think we can call here, and I decided to call and shove river, the 30 left, and this player folded for 30 for $30 in a $400 pot. So yeah, thank you very much. Next one would be ace 9 suited. I bet he raises, I call standard, and I get the nut flush. He bets once, I let him bluff the river too with anything, and here I have a dilemma. Do I shove here? He is raising 16% on the flop, and he is quite aggressive when it comes to getting his way. So yeah, I decided to shove here. He can't really have so many combos that beat me. Fours, 3-4, and that's about it, I guess. So yeah, shoving here and he folds. So I guess I played it good, not raising the turn. Well, obviously it would be bad to raise turn. Another one, I flopped the straight. I bet he calls, and the turn is a king, which gives ace queen and queen 9 a straight. I make it 14, he raises, and here I had a dilemma. What should I do here? Do I get it in here and charge if he has any kind of hard draw or a pair with a draw, or do I call and get it in on the river? I'm not really comfortable here. He could easily be having king queen 8 or ace queen, and well, I decided to raise, and we got it in, and ace queen it is. So yeah, here's another one. I have, these are the hand histories from a site which doesn't show it right away, so it's kind of bad. But anyways, I have 7-4 of clubs here. I flop a flush, a bet, and he calls. Turn is an 8, and he raises me. And here I had also learned a lot from this hand. Here I was thinking I'm not folding a flush anyways, so I might as well get it in if he might be bluffing, but obviously nobody plays bluff like this. He was check calling flop and check raising me in turn, and the board is paired, so all in all I have a bluff catcher here with 7-4 suited, and my main goal here is to keep the pot small and get to showdown cheaply. So call here and fold river if he shoves, I guess. Um, I did the complete opposite. My reasoning was I'm not folding a flush here, I might as well ship it, and of course I was bad. He had queens, which is weird, but still, didn't play this hand really good. I had the feeling when I was playing it that I'm not the best one. My intuition was telling me I'm bad here, but still, the brain has its own way. So, ace jack off, I squeeze, and he calls. Turn, I flop c-bet. This hand was from today, as I said, I've been really agitated, and this comes out when I'm not really 100%. Um, the thing that bothered me here was that the stack sizes. I couldn't bet here half pot and shove river because he would be committed anyway, and that's a no-go, so I decided to give up turn, and when he checked back, I just went for a river ship, and he got tens. I'm not sure if he would have folded the tens if he didn't hit the set, but anyway, bad play shouldn't move people off hands like jacks or tens here. He might as well check it back. Weak king, king jack, king 10. So yeah, I should have just give up on the river, and that's it. So this is about it for today. I'll give my best next week, and I hope I can show you some positive stats. That's about it. So good luck at the tables, and bye bye.